Hey loves, Kim here, and I'm back with another video. So if this is your first time on the channel, I just would like to say welcome. My name is Kim. I build on The Sims. I do a little bit of gameplay. Also, welcome to my channel. So happy to have you here. If you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell. That way you never miss an upload from me. And if you're an OG that's been here for a minute, thank you so much for coming back. So I am here in the city of NewCrest, or the neighborhood of NewCrest. I guess that's a better way of putting it. And I am creating an apartment complex. Now, I guess it's less of an apartment complex and more of a singular apartment building. But at any rate, I'm here at NewCrest and I'm on the 40 by 50 lot down by the kind of like water feature on the edge of town. And I'm really liking this apartment building so far. So this is going to be a multi-part video. At this present time, I'm not sure how many parts it will be. I know it will be at least 3 parts, but we'll just see how long all of this footage ends up being. And yeah, I definitely wanted to have a modern look and feel to this building. The types of amenities here, so there will be a gym. There will be kind of like a I guess kind of like a social room where you have to like make appointments to use. So if you wanted to have like a party or a meeting or something in that room, you can do that. There will also be a laundry room, did I say gym? I think I might have said gym. A little bit of a resource center, a mail room, and a pool house. The pool house, it won't be separate. It'll just kind of be off the pool area. There will also be a pool, obviously. There is a couple of office spaces, some more common rooms, and then the units themselves. So yeah, I wanted this building to be really geometric, really kind of like squared off, and I really love this kind of main entrance that I'm working on right now. So I definitely wanted to be more cube-like, more modern, more, like I said, just geometric and kind of cool. I was inspired by a real apartment building in my city, and it kind of has like a similar main entryway, and I've never been inside, but I just thought it was super cool how it looked on the outside, and I wanted to kind of draw inspiration to make this building here. So yeah, right now I am working on the stairs. So instead of making one long set of stairs, I made 3 separate sets of stairs so I can add in the railings in the middle. I believe those railings are from the Get to Work pack, if I'm not mistaken. And now I'm working on the front facade of the building. So as far as the layouts, there are different layouts. So there are some studio apartments, some 1-bedroom apartments, and some 2-bedroom apartments, just to give you a little bit of variety. The studios in my head will kind of be for the sim that either isn't at home a lot or doesn't have a lot of things, or the type of sim that wants kind of like a cheaper rate. I wish that we really had the capabilities to really go in and to set prices for the different rooms and things. I wish we had a different apartment system in The Sims, but it is what it is. I also think that this will be really good for university housing. So if you have The Sims for university and you wanted your sim to live in kind of like apartment housing and things like that, that's specifically for universities. I know for me, since I'm from a large metropolitan city, we do have a lot of these high rises that are meant specifically for university students. They aren't necessarily designated for a particular university. I do know that at a lot of these high rises, students from all different types of schools live in them, but they're meant for student housing because they're a lot cheaper and they can house a lot of people. But I just wish that we had a more in-depth apartment system. But like I was saying, this will be really good if you have that pack. If you don't, your bills are going to be high, so you can either try to offset that cost by hiring roommates, but I think that is a Discover University feature, so I'm sorry about that. Or you can just cheat your bills, you know, whenever your bills come in, just cheat yourself those funds, pay the bills, and then work it as normal. But yeah, I rambled on so far. We've gotten into the layout of the single bedroom apartments. So the single bedroom apartments are along the front facade, and what's included in there is a kitchenette, a living slash dining room area, just depending on how you want to dress it up. Off of the front door there's like a little storage room, which is kind of open, so it's just an archway leading into that. There is a bathroom and a bedroom, and then each of these apartment rooms, no matter the layout, they all have a balcony except for one, but I will talk about that in a little bit, maybe in a later part. I don't think that I really got into it in this part, but yeah, in most of the units I wanted to have in kind of like this walk-in closet. The walk-in closets, I believe, came with the get-together pack, and I really like them because they're functional but they're self-contained, so you know that could easily serve as storage if you don't want to take up room by getting a dresser or a different type of wardrobe that's already built in. And then here in the storage area I just have in a couple of shelves and things, so you could put whatever your Sims items are in there. And I really like it. I like these apartments because it allows you to really highlight your Sims personality, and it just gives you the opportunity to express your Sims individual style while they're cohabitating with other Sims that may not necessarily be in their immediate family or in their friend group. It's just a way for different Sims of different walks of life to get together and share some sort of common ground. And I really like that idea of apartments in general. But yeah, I did a lot of copy and pasting in this for obvious reasons. In a lot of apartment buildings the layout is pretty much the same from level to level, just depending on what area it is. So I definitely did that, and it made creating the shell and like the base of this build a lot easier. And thank God we have that tool, because honey, I remember building in The Sims 3 and it was so hard. Like it wasn't hard, but building in The Sims 4 is a lot faster. So I really appreciate the room copying too. Anyway, I am on the next set of a different type of layout, if you will. Even though this doesn't stay in this area, I do eventually move it and I shift it a little bit, but I'm working on the general layout of the 2-bedroom apartments on this side of the building. So this will be perfect if you had like a roommate situation, if you're trying to save on the rent. This will be really good for storytelling. Maybe you have 2 best friends in university sharing an apartment, or if you had siblings, or maybe like a parent and a child. There's so many different ways that you can work having like a 2-bedroom situation. This could even work for a single Sim that just wanted an office space, maybe if they were like a content creator, or if they were some sort of freelancer and they needed like that separate space to do their work. You could definitely flip the 2-bedroom layout that way as well. I would say the difficult part with creating different layouts was making sure they kind of fit together, and also making sure that I wasn't making certain areas too large and other areas too small. I think I had the most difficulty with getting the bedroom size and the living room sizes properly in place, because it's like, I don't know, I do a lot of play testing throughout this build, so you might see me placing in like double beds and things like that. I wanted to make sure that your Sims could get their bare necessities in this space without it feeling too cramped. And just finding that balance specifically between the bedroom and the living room space was particularly challenging at some parts, because I wanted the living room space to be able to accommodate if your Sims were to have guests, or if they needed to entertain, or if they wanted to have a dining room table in there. I also at one point was going to put in like a island off the kitchen, but I felt like that was taking up too much space, and I also just didn't want this to have too many items in it, even though it does have a bunch of items in this build. I was just trying to be conservative and considerate with the space. So yeah, like I said, I was just play testing and just figuring out the different layouts with some of those beds and things like that. Now we're on the opposite side of the building. If you're facing the front of the building, this will be the left side, and I'm currently working on a studio apartment. So I have just different layouts in here, and I really love it. So with this studio apartment, again, it has its own balcony, the kitchenette, the bathroom, and then the bedroom and the living room space is just basically one big area. There's no separation, and I think the studio apartments are super cool for like your artist sims, your musical sims, sims that don't, like I said, don't really have a lot. They just want enough space so they can do their thing here, and I really like it. I feel like you still get a lot with the studio apartments. You still get a good bit of bathroom space, and that was another thing I was kind of struggling with as well, because I didn't want to skimp on things like the bathroom for a studio apartment. So I think the bathroom size is still a good size as well. Next to that studio apartment, I'm working on a different layout for the 2 bedrooms. So I have 2 layouts for the 2 bedrooms. So on the, if you're facing the building on the right hand side, I have the bedrooms pretty much on one side of the apartment, but on the left side, the 2 bedroom apartments, it's like one bedroom is on one side and one is on the other. I hope that I'm not making this too complicated. It'll probably just be better if you just kind of see what I'm doing, but I just wanted to offer that variety. So for the 2 bedroom apartments, there are 2 different layouts, just to kind of mix it up, and also, like I said previously, to make sure those spaces fit together. I would say the main difference between the side with the different sides of the bedrooms is is where the patio is placed, and how the bathroom is set up as well. So on the side where the bedrooms are on the same side, the bathroom is a little bit slimmer. Like the layout is, I think, 2x4 tiles, whereas on the side where the bedrooms are on opposite sides of the apartments, the bathroom is more like a 3x3 layout. So that's a big difference as well. It's at this point where I needed to move back the right side of the apartment complex so I can expand the courtyard, and also just because, like I said, I shifted the layout a bit, I needed to accommodate for that. So I shifted everything back and I re-added in the main hallways just so you can get from the different sides of the apartment building. And now I'm working on the kind of courtyard pool area. I felt like a pool was definitely necessary for an apartment. It just, for me, it gives off a little bit of a sense of luxury, and it just gives your Sims another thing to do. And I feel like nowadays a pool in an apartment complex or at an apartment building is pretty much standard, so I wanted to include it with mine. And on the first level, on the right side, if you're facing the apartments, I have all of those amenities that I mentioned at the beginning. So the laundry room, the gym, the kind of like community room where you will have your events and things, and also the resource center. And then now I'm working on the other set of studio apartments. So I have 2 layouts for the studio apartments, 2 layouts for the 2 bedroom apartments, and 1 layout for the single bedroom apartment. So plenty of variety here. I'm just again trying to adjust the bathroom because that is the only separate room in the studio apartments in the middle. I made that bathroom slightly smaller, whereas all the other the bathrooms, they have 2 counters for, I guess, like your vanity. The single, I mean the it's a lot, I'm getting tongue-tied. The studio bedroom apartments in the center of the apartment building, they only have 1 counter space. This was particularly challenging as well because I knew that I wanted the kitchenette to be right next to the bathroom, but I also had to be aware that the door couldn't really intersect with that space because I needed all of the space I could get for the kitchen essentials. And I kind of wanted the studio apartments in the middle to mirror each other, and we all know with the shower tub combination, they only open a certain way, so I wanted them to mirror, but I couldn't exactly mirror because then your Sims wouldn't be able to use the shower. So that was just something I had to overcome as well. Now we are back out kind of like in the main area, and I'm just adding in these 1x1 rooms just to look like big columns that are holding up the building, and I placed them just outside of the doors from by like the pool house and the other community space, and I'm just trying to figure out which door I want to go with. I placed that door from the Get to Work pack, but that's not what I go with ultimately, and I'm just doing a little bit of here and there trying to figure out how I want my Sims to access this courtyard. Obviously they'll be able to access it from the building themselves, but I also just wanted a different point of access, so that's what I'm working on here, and I'm just adjusting the floor and the stairwells a bit just to figure out how I want everything to look. But yeah, how is everyone doing? It's been such a while since I've done a speed build on the channel, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. I definitely am enjoying creating this apartment building, and I'm definitely looking forward to actually play with the group of Sims that I have here. I'm thinking about having roommates here just so I can have some NPCs for just a little bit of background. I'm not sure about that though. We'll just have to see. Let me know if you guys will be interested in that. I am in love with the group that I have here so far, and maybe I'll talk about them a little bit more in detail in future parts. But if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen a couple of pictures floating around of some of the Sims that I've been playtesting with. They are actually the Sims that I have living here, and it's fun. It really is fun just doing some gameplay. But definitely let me know down in the comments if you will be interested in me sharing more about these Sims and telling you about their lives and their aspirations and what are they looking to accomplish. And yeah, but anyway, back to the build. I was just putting together the main staircase so your Sims can access the different levels. I really wish that we could use elevators outside of the penthouse lots. I know that there is a elevator mod. I try not to put too many mods in the game, even though I love CC. As far as mods though, I try to limit it. Like right now I mainly just use MC Command Center and other mods from time to time, but I don't know, I might have to give that elevator mod a try because sometimes I've been waiting forever for my Sims to get from point A to point B, so hopefully we can get that in an update. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, back to the build. I am just adding in some of these windows so your Sims can look out as they're walking down a hallway, and I'm adding in a door so they can access this pool and just kind of like outdoor area. I definitely wanted to have at least one hot tub out here. I just feel like that is such a luxurious item, and especially when you're talking about apartments or high-rises and things like that, I feel like the residents here would really appreciate that. And I just added in a bit of greenery on the outside just to add a little bit more life to this courtyard. It is mostly paved, so I just thought it was kind of important and a little bit it made me feel better aesthetically just to see that. Now I'm just adding in some lights and kind of like our amenities area, and like I said, there's just a bunch of different things that your Sims will probably use on an everyday basis here. The largest area towards the end of this layout, this is kind of like that community area I've been telling you guys about, where if your Sim wanted to have a meeting or a party, they can go in there. This is obviously going to be the laundry room. My only gripe with laundry is that as soon as you put any item dealing with washing clothes on here, whether it be a wash tub or a clothesline or even a hamper, every time your Sim changes clothes, the clothes are just always on the floor is so annoying. So I made sure to put a couple of hampers. I hope that doesn't get on your nerves too much, but that is a thing since I have those laundry facilities on site. And I'm just adding in a little bit of floor here. It's not really functional, it's more so for aesthetic purposes, just to kind of match that main square that I was telling you guys about in the beginning. And I don't know, I'm just adding a little bit more detail with the windows and things, and it's really cool. Like, this building looks so cool at night, and I really love it. I like seeing this building at different times of day and seeing the lighting engine really bring life into this building. Now I'm just adding in some of these loungers. I believe the ones that I'm currently using are from the Island Living Pack, and then I'm also using some of these chairs from Seasons, just so your Sims will have a couple of places to sit and chat around the pool. And I really love the shape that I ended up making with this pool. It kind of looks like an S to me. I wish we had diving boards, like the jumping ladder, I guess that's what it's called, jumping platform. I mean, it's cool, but I miss the diving boards. I feel like the diving boards is more of a thing like in real life than like these jumping platforms, but you know, it is what it is. Now I'm working on just kind of like this little shaded area which will go over the pool. I thought this was just a nice little decorative piece here, and what I'm using are some of these awnings from the Get Together pack, and I'm just placing them side by side, and I just like the little shadow that it casts over the pool and on the ground, and it adds a little bit of shade. I mean, if you wanted to hang some lights from there, that could be really cute as well. And out front I'm just working on a little bit of shrubbery just to add anything. This is probably not going to be final. I just wanted to see how it looked on the first level, and just to add a little bit more of a barrier between the apartment building itself and the sidewalk here. Now I'm just creating a couple little extra spaces at the main entryway. So this is where the offices are going to go for the staff. So you know, maybe if you're doing some gameplay, you can have it to where there's staff here, and that they would be the ones that you would draw up a lease with and tour the building with and things like that. And I'm just adding in a bit more of that awning situation from some of the apartment buildings above, and I'm just going to connect them all together. And I really like how it looks. It kind of looks like a cross. It's not exactly even, but I like the fact that it's providing that shade, and I don't know, I just really like the design of it. It's really a vibe to me. But yeah, at this point I'm just adding in a bit more detail. I put on that room trim around the balconies that are facing the pool, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want these chairs to go. I also add in a couple of outdoor dining tables from the, I can't quite recall the pack, but when it comes up I'll try to remember to call it out. And this is kind of like the pool house that I was telling you guys about. It's not like a separate pool house, but you know, it has a couple of showers and toilets in here, so if your sim needed to handle some business while they are by the pool just chilling, they don't have to go all the way back up to their pool. They can just use the facilities in the pool house. I do get rid of one of the stalls in each of the bathrooms. Those stalls are just huge, and you know, I just keep it down to one toilet stall and 2 shower stalls, and I add in a couple of sinks of things just to make this bathroom a little bit more fleshed out. Also, this could be used like if your sim had like a good gym session and they're sweaty and they might not have time to go all the way back up to their room, they can use the shower in here. And I'm just adding in some of these ceiling fans. I believe these fans are from the base game, but there's also some that came with the Island Living Pack. And I also added in a fan or 2, if I'm not mistaken, into the gym as well. I'm adding in a couple of barbecue grills in case your Sims wanted to do some outdoor grilling, maybe for the holidays, or if they're having like some sort of birthday party or celebration by the pool. And then I'm just adding in that branding. You know how much I love my branding. And I don't know, I definitely have been really feeling like the little fish sign. I don't know, maybe because it's by the water or because there's a pool, but I don't know, I definitely wanted to add in that branding. And I'm just finishing up around the pool. Obviously this isn't the very end of this build, but it is towards the end of this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share and comment on this video. It helps me and the channel out more than you know. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell, that way you never miss an upload from me. And if you want to see anything else that I've created on the gallery in the meanwhile, whether it's a build or a Sims, go ahead and check me out. My origin ID is Simply-Nisey. Again, you guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to wash your hands, stay happy, safe, and healthy, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.